It is 5 a.m. Here are your top stories this hour. As some trade tensions cool down, others are heating up. Could a trade war with the European Union be just around the corner? And why farmers are not happy.
Then the president's gearing up for the 2020 race, the financial haul that may boost the president's chances of another 4 years.
Saying goodbye to a legend, Lee Iacocca, the man who left an incredible mark on the auto industry and American business, has died. We'll take a look at the legacy of America's first celebrity CEO.
And as we get ready to celebrate America, soccer fans are celebrating Team USA, the U.S. women's soccer team heading to the World Cup. It is Wednesday. It's July 3rd. FBN AM starts right now.
You can't break, you can't break an American heart. An American.
And welcome everybody to FBN AM and good morning. I'm Cheryl Casone.
That was a beautiful song. It is a beautiful Wednesday morning. Good morning to you at home. I'm Lauren Simonetti.
All right, let's take a look at how your money is moving on this Wednesday. As you can see, futures are higher right now. We've got the Dow up by 56, S&P up 7 1/4, NASDAQ up 27 1/4.
But it is a short day and a short trading week. We have a flight to safety seen in the movement in the Treasury market. The 10-year yield still below 2%, now 1.95%.
All right, investors are going to be keeping an eye on
As these tensions with Iran continue, right now we are seeing a small increase of 37 cents, $56.62 a barrel.
Taking a look at Asia, and obviously we're continuing to follow that news out of Hong Kong and the movement against Carrie Lam. You've actually got red across the board in Asian markets.
Big news coming out of Europe, and let's see how European markets are reacting. One of the storylines we're following is that Christine Lagarde, nominated to become the first woman to run the European Central Bank, and of course you know Christine Lagarde as head of the IMF, where she's been for the past 8 years.
We'll have a little bit more on her later on, but first to this, these trade tensions are escalating between the United States and the European.
Democratic presidential hopefuls, including former Vice President Joe Biden and California Senator Kamala Harris, will hold their campaign events today in the first-in-the-nation caucus state of Iowa.
And President Trump's campaign and the RNC report that they have raised more than $100 million for the second quarter. Peter Ducey is in Coralville, Iowa, with more.
From the Nike flag sneaker controversy, Arizona Governor Doug Ducey plans to pull financial incentives for the company after Nike donation to Trump's reelection. But this helps him in the end.
We're following that story. We're also following continued tensions with the country of Iran. President Trump tweeted earlier,
Left unprotected under the administration's new USMCA trade deal.
Jackie DeAngelis is in Fort Valley, Georgia, with all the details. Jackie. Military tanks rolling through the streets of Washington, D.C. ahead of President Trump's salute to America. But the 4th of July celebration is facing backlash, pitting patriotism against politics.
Garrett Tenney is live in Washington, D.C. as we prepare to celebrate our independence. It has become very controversial. Good morning, Garrett.
Cheryl and Lauren, good morning to you.
I suppose. Garrett, thank you. Happy 4th
You
to
got
you.
it.
And
You
as
as well.
we head into the 4th of July holiday, check this out. Recent Gallup poll makes it sound like there won't be as many people celebrating. 45%. That's it. Commentary writer Tiana Lowe. Tiana, thank you for joining us. Pretty big topic. You know, I'm curious, you just heard Garrett's report. How does this all play out politically in terms of the president's reelection? The economy, and we do on Friday get the June jobs report. We are starting to see cracks in the economy, and with that, there are some polls that show voters and those that are polled how they feel about the economy is translating into a decline in the president's overall approval rating. Is that going to hurt him in 2020?
Certainly. I mean,
yeah, and we also have a crisis at the border. We did a lot of polls in this segment, and I'm going to give you another one, and it comes from CNN, and they find 7 to discuss. Tiana, we appreciate you coming on this morning. Thank you.
thank you.
And taking a look at how your money is moving this morning. Take a look at some green arrow.
Let's get you caught up on global market action. Here in the U.S., record high for the S&P 500. Shortened trading session today. S&P is up another 7 points. The Dow just 42 points away from its own record. It is up 62 in the pre-market. NASDAQ gaining 27.5. Investors are showing a flight to safety, if you will. We have the yield on the 10-year below 2% at 1.95%. Gold also rallying today, as is the Japanese yen. Eyes out on the calendar. What we're expecting, you have the ADP employment numbers, jobless claims today, factory orders, and of course on Friday the June jobs report. We're watching the price of oil recovering a little bit today after the sell-off yesterday, up 45 cents, 56.70 a barrel. Stocks in Asia in the red. The South Korean market down 1.25%. The Chinese market down 1%. And this is how stocks are trading at this hour in Europe. Of course, Europe is poised to nominate Christine Lagarde of the IMF to run the European Central Bank. You got to rouse early today and is closed tomorrow in celebration. Reopens Friday, and we get the June jobs report. With all of that going on, you have the S&P 500 setting its second straight record close, mostly on hopes for a trade deal between the U.S. and China. We bring in Frances Newton-Stacy, Optimal Capital Director of Strategy. Good morning to you.
hey, good morning, Lauren.
You know, are these levels justified by the data and the trade environment, or is the market kind of on cruise control? Traders already at the beach, cocktail in hand. Cut in July. We'll get a huge piece of data for that decision, and it comes on Friday with the June jobs report. What are you expecting for the government to report then?
Well, I think the rate cut in July is sort of priced into the market. I kind of think it's going to be.
We've seen so many, an alarming number of pre-announcements that are negative in terms of Q2 earnings. Frances, thank you. Happy 4th.
Thank you, Lauren. You too. Happy 4th.
And her point is well taken. Global markets are going to be open, and one tweet could change everything.
Exactly.
All right. Still ahead, coming up.